We're live.
Tonight, it's the last day for a Pullman favorite.
And a Coug alum makes an appearance in a new documentary. Murrow News 8 starts now.
Murrow News 8 starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sophia Canton.
And I'm Ariel Yacobazi. Welcome back to Murrow News 8.
Today is the last day. Daily Grind in downtown Pullman will be closing its doors after business hours end today. However, with the closure of its main coffee house, Daily Grind's 2 drive-thru stands will remain open.
Alaska Airlines will require all passengers to wear a mask starting May 11th. Q13 Fox News reports that guests will be expected to bring their own masks for use in the airport and, quote, throughout the flight experience. Alaska Airlines Vice President of Safety Max Tidwell says, quote, in light of COVID-19, we're in a new era and are continually updating for safety standards to better protect our guests and employees, end quote.
Elizabeth Chilton has been named the new provost and executive vice president for WSU. Chilton is the current dean of the Harper College of Arts and Sciences at Binghamton University. Chilton will begin her new role on August 1st this year. According to WSU Insider, she said, quote, I'm thrilled to be joining WSU at this important time in its history as leaders work toward the completion of the university's first system-wide plan with the Drive to 25, end quote.
According to the Daily Evergreen, 3 Pullman clinics are offering telemedicine services in light of COVID-19. Palouse River Counseling, WSU's Health and Wellness, and Pullman Regional Hospital are all now accessible for healthcare by phone. Insurance companies are charging these appointments at the same rate as in-person ones, but it's a safer option during a quarantine. Well, it's clear skies in Pullman. Can we expect that during finals week? Jasmine Brown with some weather updates. We have Jasmine Brown with some weather updates. Jasmine?
Yes, thanks, Ariel. I'm in the Pullman area, and since I woke up around 7 a.m. today, this morning has been nothing but clear skies, and the sun is certainly shining through my window. Looking at today's forecast, we see temperatures in the low 60s. Tonight, temperatures around the 40s with light winds. Tomorrow's forecast will be warmer temperatures with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 39. There's a slight chance of rain in the Pullman area, but it won't stay for long. Tomorrow should be another sunny day in Pullman, so that is something certainly to look forward to. Jumping into the state map, we see it's such a great day to get outside in Washington State, no matter where you're at. Sunny skies all across the map. Central Washington with the highest temperatures with Tri-Cities at 74 degrees and then Yakima at 70. Seattle and Olympia both showing 65, and then over to the eastern side of the state, looking at Spokane at 66 and then Pullman at 63. Our 5-day weather forecast for Pullman, it's exciting to see sunny forecasts all throughout the week, with Monday being the coldest day with temperatures around 57. And then one element to note, other than the chance of rain tomorrow, is also a chance of rain on Sunday. And as you can see, so it's something to look forward to as we wrap up this semester for some of us, and then some of us, like myself, will be wrapping up our college experience with sunshine. So that's exciting. Thanks for tuning in to us, and this is my last weather forecast, so it's been exciting. This is absolutely like my favorite part of the newscast, I must say. So that's all I have in weather. Back to you, Ariel.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you for that great weather report. We're going to miss you next year. Local teachers and staff in the Pullman School District implement sustainability education through planting trees and creating owl boxes. Their efforts led to the district receiving one of the 2020 U.S. Department of Education Green Ribbon School District Sustainability Awards on April 22nd. According to the Daily Evergreen, Nancy Nelson, who is the Franklin Elementary representative on the committee, said, quote, "It's the best committee I think I've ever been on," quote. And the state of Idaho is entering into a phase 1 of the reopening process. Some of the places set up to open with phase 1 are places of worship, child care centers, and youth activities, all of which still must practice social distancing as well as abide by a few other rules in order to still maintain the health and safety of those using the services.
The governor announced today a new COVID-19 assessment dashboard to help the state gauge when it will be best to lift restrictions. So this is what that dashboard looks like. You can see that there are relevant areas of focus, such as the levels of disease activity, risk to vulnerable populations, testing availability, case investigations, and the readiness of the healthcare systems. The governor will also be speaking today on the gradual reopening of Washington state. An announcement is expected at 2:30 p.m. that should clarify for Washington residents when they'll have updated restrictions on the state of the stay-at-home order. Right now, we do know that we just don't know yet have a date to attach that extension to. Now, Murrow News 8 reporter Luke Hudson has some updates on the coronavirus in his hometown. Luke?
Thanks, Sophia. Yeah, so as of now, King County definitely has the lion's share of the cases of COVID-19 in Washington, with 6,308 out of the more than 14,000 cases that are statewide. King County's obviously been making some changes along with everybody else in response to this. And some of the changes are coming more recently with as you mentioned, some of the lifting of those restrictions. Construction has started in downtown, in Shoreline again. And I think that comes as a relief to some people, particularly housing development. We can see, I remember driving past quite a few construction projects that were put on hold when I went back for. And I think it comes as a relief to some people that some of those will be continuing, particularly with the homeless population that Seattle does have. So also a relief for some of those people are the establishment of a few temporary homeless shelters in King County. Now let's take a look here really quick. According to Shoreline Area News, Catholic Community Services is moving approximately 40 people from the King County Airport Shelter to the Inn at Queen Anne. Now, the Salvation Army is also moving about 60 people from the King County Administration Building and the King County 4th and Jefferson Building shelter to the Civic Hotel. And a little bit of a disappointment, but kind of something that people are turning into something positive is 2020 grads from my high school. Obviously, we won't have a ceremony, but the district has put together something called a graduation caravan. Now, that's where they've invited graduates from this year to put on their cap and gown and stand outside along this predetermined route throughout our district. And parents are invited to drive along that route and to just recognize people for graduating, this year. And that happened at about 2:45 today. And that's pretty much all I have as far as an update goes for Shoreline and a look at a little bit around King County. Once again, as you said, Jasmine, this is also our last show. It has been an absolute pleasure. Sophia, back to you.
Thanks, Luke. I definitely feel for those seniors. I know not having a real graduation is probably a tough pill to swallow. I have virtual graduation next Saturday, and it just doesn't really feel the same. But glad they could find a positive and figure out a way to still recognize those seniors. Coming out of Creme 2 News today, the City of Spokane spokesperson Brian Coddington apologized this morning to the former residents of the Cannon Warming Center and the residents of Brown's Addition. Over 100 residents of Cannon Warming Center were evicted yesterday morning as the contract between the nonprofit running the center and the city came to an end. The City of Spokane transported homeless individuals from Brown's Addition to a shelter space in the downtown library Thursday evening. Coddington wrote, "We apologize to the clients of the shelter and also to the residents around Coeur d'Alene Park this morning who were caught in the middle of the discussion," end quote.
With the pandemic our world is facing, many WSU programs have had to adjust. WSU Alive is one of those. Alive is the new student orientation program that runs through the last part of the spring and over the majority of the summer. This year, though, the program sessions that are scheduled in June will be changed to online in order to continue practicing social distancing. This includes parent and student programs. Right now, July Alive orientation registration is closed until a decision on how to provide these sessions is made. Alive programs Live and programs like it are moving online, but we haven't seen much in the world of sports recently. So what's happening in the world of sports? We've got Murrow News 8 reporter Zach Miller here with us today to give us more info. What do you got for us, Zach?
Well, Ariel, coming out of NBC Sports, the Seattle Seahawks have signed former WSU quarterback Anthony Gordon to an official contract. Gordon is now the only other quarterback on the Seahawks roster other than Russell Wilson. The Seahawks have yet to announce their entire list of unlisted free agents. According to Krem2, former WSU basketball player Craig Elo isn't sad about the part he played in the new documentary, The Last Dance, which features the Chicago Bulls' 1990 dynasty. Elo was the guy tasked with guarding Michael Jordan when he made the shot, a last-second basket where he hung in the air to hit the final shot and push past the first round of playoffs. Elo said he told Jordan before that shot he wasn't going to let him score. Jordan apparently just smiled and then hit the shot. We also have a report out of ESPN that says the American sports industry has taken a big hit from the sudden disappearance of sports. The $100 billion industry has already lost around $12 billion because sports suddenly stopped due to COVID-19. This number could more than double if the NFL and college football aren't able to happen. This could also account for hundreds of thousands of jobs lost due to the shutdown of sports. Now, some of you might remember Alex Smith, a quarterback for the Washington Redskins, who was injured back in the 2018 NFL season and is still working to come back. He's having a recovery story told. According to ESPN, the story will air tonight at 4:30 p.m. The story will be a first-person account from his wife, Elizabeth, who has been with him the whole way through, to ESPN's Stephania Bell. It talks about how his recovery started with just the focus of saving his leg, and now trying to get back on the field. And finally, we have an update on the NFL season. According to a report out of KHOU, the NFL is planning to play a full season, but they're unsure how that is going to work around the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, they are planning on releasing the schedule by the end of next week, and the original plan is that the season will start on September 10th with the Super Bowl on February 7th. But the NFL is also planning a few contingencies just in case that's not able to happen, one of which is having the Super Bowl in late winter, which would allow the season to be pushed back a little bit. That's all I have for sports. Back to you, Sophie.
Thanks, Zach. So Disney is going to debut reusable masks this week, inspired by characters from Disney, Pixar, and the Marvel and Star Wars universes. According to Fox, this is what they look like, and they're currently available to pre-order at shopdisney.com. Disney has already donated 1 million of the masks to MedShare, where they'll be distributed to children and families in vulnerable communities across America.
Sticking with the theme of community positivity, Queen and Adam Lambert honored healthcare workers and COVID-19 frontliners with a new song. Queen founders Brian May and Roger Taylor recorded a new version of Queen's 1977 hit We Are the Champions with Adam Lambert. The new song is titled You Are the Champions. The song is also a fundraiser, and proceeds will be donated directly to the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. You can watch the video and hear the song on YouTube.
Well, guys, that's all we have for tonight and this semester here on Murrow News 8.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that has been a part of this amazing course. We've learned so much, and I've learned so much from all of my peers in this course, and I wanted to say thank you, and I look forward to see what you guys do in the coming months and in the future.
Thanks, Ariel. I feel the same way. It was a real bummer that we couldn't finish this out in the studio, but I'm glad we were able to do what we could, and I feel like we still really did a good job here representing Murrow News 8 from home.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching. You may not be able to watch us live anymore, but next semester we'll be back on YouTube every day at 5:30.
Remember, news content can still be found at nwpb.org/MNA.
Have a good night, everyone. Stay home and stay healthy. And thank you all for a great semester and remember to tune in next semester when we start back up.
Go Coos.